As a Christmas gift for my lovely subscribers, I'm going to be posting a video on YouTube every Friday for the month of December, which is almost double my usual content. So I hope you guys all enjoy this little treat, and make sure you're subscribed and hit the notification bell so you don't miss any of this extra content. Hey guys, it's Sophie if you're new here, and welcome back to my channel. I am super excited to finally be filming the voiceover for my December plan with me. 2020 has been definitely an interesting year for all of us, and I know we're all ready to get right into the new year, but I wanted to end 2020 strong with a fun little December setup, and so I can't wait to show you guys what I've come up with. So when I was looking for ideas for my December plan with me, I went back and forth on a lot of theme ideas. At first I wanted to try something very Christmas based like holly or nutcrackers, and then I thought that that might be a little too much, so I kind of went the opposite direction and was thinking like snow globes. But I finally came across this picture on Pinterest, and I will show it right here on the screen, that really inspired me, and it must have been a stroke of luck because I just decided to base my entire theme right after I saw it. This picture, as you can see, is just a bunch of flowers, but what inspired me was how they almost looked like ice flowers. That's how it came across in my mind, and I thought it was a perfect combination of Christmas, like the flowers and all that, and also winter with the icy colors, and something creative that you don't really see a lot, or at least I haven't seen a lot. So anyway, that's a very long introduction to say that my theme this month is going to be ice flowers, and it was kind of random, but I'm super excited to show it to you. So as you guys can see, I am working on my cover page, and recently I've been trying to go for a more minimal vibe and not do too much decoration. If you guys saw my November plan with me, you would know that last month I had a lot more simpler spreads. After October and September with all the scrapbooking, I felt like I was getting really tired of all the paper and doodly spreads, and so I really wanted to go for a more simpler look, and I'm continuing that into December and doing a really simple, probably the most simple title page that I've done in my bullet journal this year. But anyway, now that the cute little title page is done, I wanted to move on to the quote page. Now, I was just talking about how I didn't want to do any paper pasting, but I gave myself a small exception and made this little mood board / quote page / scrapbooking page here on the side to kind of complement the cover page. I'm using some fancy double-sided tape that I am in love with because it works so well and so much easier than glue because it doesn't make little bubbles and stick to everything. This is just so much easier in my opinion. Also, I added a little Koya sticker there. Any of you who get this BT21 reference, comment down below. I love Koya so much. Anyway, so the quote I went with is less of a quote and more of a definition. So I found this picture on Pinterest of the definition December, and it says, "A month of light, snow, and feasts, a time to make amends and to tie loose ends, to finish what we started, and to hope your wishes come true." And I thought that was just such a pretty little definition. I never heard December being described that way, but I knew once I heard it that I had to add it into my bullet journal. And so here it is next to my cover page. I add a couple little doodles of flowers and the little turquoise sparkles that are going to pop up all throughout this theme. And with that, this cover spread is pretty much done. So now it's time for the calendar spread, and if you've been watching my videos for a while, you would know that I am a sucker for a huge calendar, mostly because my handwriting is really big and I need lots of space to fill in all of my daily tasks. However, I've been wanting to try a new layout for a long time because I've just been getting really bored of the same huge calendar, and so this month I decided to step out of my comfort zone and try a small calendar with a dates list on the right. I'm sure you guys have seen this kind of layout before, but I'm just going to explain it real quick. So I have a small little calendar on the left as a visual reference, since I'm a very visual person, and of course I have all the days numbered out and all that. But the calendar is too small to write any major events, so I'm going to be writing those on the right side. All the days are numbered down vertically, and I'm going to be dividing into 3 columns: school, videos, and personal. And I'll just write all the tasks that go under those categories below it, and hopefully this will still be a good way to organize all the things I have to do without using the same layout that I've been using since like June. So right now I'm just doing the decoration portion of the spread, and I did want to talk for a moment about how I'm drawing these little flowers since I didn't mention it on the first cover page. I'm starting by just squiggling my pen to make a little blue, center of the flower, and then around it I'm going to be using a very fine gel pen to just make some scratchy little petals around that center stamen. I didn't really make these flowers too perfect. I enjoyed the sketchy and hand-drawn feel, and as you can also see with the calendar that I am now graphing out, I'm not using a ruler, but I think that gives it sort of a homemade touch, and I really like how it looks. Also, all these little leaves are just really simple, cartoonish leaves, and honestly very similar from last month's setup if you saw that one. I will link it down below in case you haven't. So if you noticed on the first page, I'm actually using letter stamps this month, which I haven't done in my bullet journal setups yet, I don't think. But most of my subheadings are going to be using these alphabet stamps, and the specific set I'll link down below. It is pretty tedious typing each one of these letters individually, but after you're finished, I think it looks super cute. And then because I felt like the right side of the spread was looking a little plain, I just added little stripes of blue on the weekends to kind of divide up the month a little bit. And of course we can't forget these dark turquoise sparkles that I'm going to be using throughout this theme. After adding a little washi tape to the bottom right corner, this spread is pretty much done. And let's move on to the tracker spread. So before we get on to the trackers, I did want to just letter the titles, and this month I'm using just a plain black font, as you guys can already tell. The pen I'm using is a Pentel Touch Brush Pen. I talk about this pen all the time on my channel, and it has been my new favorite calligraphy pen ever. I use it all the time for simple black calligraphy, and it will be linked down below along with every other supply in this video if you want to purchase it. For some reason, the title of this habit tracker page was super fun to me. I love the sort of asymmetrical look and how the flowers were kind of bunched under the title. I don't know, for some reason I just really love this title. Tell me below in the comments if you like it too. I have to say though, this spread was probably the most tedious to make. I had to draw all the different habit tracker boxes and label them, and then all the flowers on the left. It just took so long to finish this spread. A common motif in this setup is to use curved boxes. Recently I've been enjoying this bubbly sort of feel, and so using the curved boxes makes it look a little more feminine to me and not as choppy. And so I used that same style for the border on the cover page and the boxes on the calendar page, and I just really like the overall look. And now it's time for the 3 hours that it took me to draw this mood tracker. I'm telling you, I knew when I was penciling it out that it was going to take me forever to draw all these little flowers and all the different directions, but somehow I decided I still wanted to do it, and so hopefully it will be worth it in the end. My idea though for this tracker was just to leave all these flowers with just the outline, and then as I go throughout the month, every day I'm going to track my mood and fill in the center of the flower with a different color that will be in the key in the top left. It's kind of a funky little tracker, but I thought it was cute, and although time consuming to create, the end product looked pretty nice, so I'm really happy I decided to stick with my original idea. And here's the little key in the top left corner that I was just talking about. These 3 little colors are the same ones I've been using for this entire theme, but hopefully I'll have mostly happy days because there hasn't been a dark turquoise flower throughout these entire spreads, and I don't know how that would look. And now it's time for the other tedious part of this setup, filling in all these different words. This took me forever, but the end product is just so nice that I honestly don't mind anymore. Anyway, so that simple little tracker spread is done, and let's move on to my favorite part of this entire setup, the Christmas spread. Not even 5 seconds into this funky little page and I have made a mistake. It was supposed to say countdown and now it says countdown. So after a moment of frustration, I just covered up with a piece of paper and now it looks good as new. So anyway, this is going to be my Christmas countdown spread. And I've seen this done by Amanda Rachel Lee before, but I definitely thought it was a cute idea, so I wanted to put it in my own bullet journal. Basically, I just drew a little Christmas tree with the different ornaments, and every day I'm going to be coloring in an ornament to count down till Christmas. I realize this looks very similar to a mood tracker, however, instead of having 31 days, there's only 25 ornaments on this tree, and so only count down to Christmas and not go to the end of December. However, the idea is essentially the same thing. And now for the spread on the right, I am making a little gift tracker for myself. So I know that with Christmas coming, there's going to be a lot of gift giving in my house, and so I want to track the gifts I have gotten and want to get from my family members, and then if I have bought them, wrapped them, and given them to them. As I'm drawing in the tracker on the right, you can see that I'm not using a circle tracer at all, so some of these ornaments honestly came out looking more like an oval or just a blob in some cases, but again, the hand-drawn feel of these spreads made it look all the more homey, and when I come back in a couple years and look at all these little baby flaws and typos and all that, it'll be much more endearing than a perfect bullet journal with no mistakes. At least that's how I like to look at it. I felt like this spread was looking a little plain, and so I added a border to kind of tie things together with the cover page. And with that, this December setup is pretty much done. I'm going back to add the little dots that I forgot in the flowers in the spread before, but after that it's time for the final flip through. I hope you guys enjoyed this ice flower December setup. I know I certainly did. This might actually be one of my favorite setups of this entire year, but I would love to know what you think down in the comments below. Don't forget to subscribe again if you haven't, so you don't miss any of the new Christmas content coming every Friday this month. I'd like to give my patrons a quick shout out. Thank you to Deji, Tammy, Erica, Cecile, and Matt. I appreciate your support. And with that, I'm going to get going. Have a great day, and I'll see you in my next one. Toodles!